Hello, good afternoon. My name is Abdi Timo. I My research paper it is about the 2017 tax reform uh, that was enacted by the Congress in December of 2017. Um, we'll look into that, and in order to be able to do this research, the research question that I proposed was what is the impact of reducing the corporate tax rate from 35% into 21%. And my argument in this research paper is that overall the reduction in corporate tax return has had a positive impact when it comes to the economy and overall job creation in the United States. A little background about the tax reform, which is more commonly called actually the GOP tax bill, because it is passed under President Donald Trump, and when the houses were both controlled by the Republican Party. I Just looking at it, this was passed in December of 2017, and it included several tax changes and Job Act that were implemented at the same time. This change or tax reform did not only include, it was not specifically just for corporate. Actually, it also included changes in the individual income tax rates, more specifically for people filing in the single, or people filing as married. The tax rate has actually been lowered for those group as well. But our focus, like I said at the beginning in this research, is specifically from the corporate side of things. Traditionally, or the way the corporate tax is considered a double taxation, because there are two levels. So, for example, the corporate itself is considered a separate tax entity from the shareholder. So, corporate does pay corporate income tax on money made separately from the shareholders, and then that same income could also be subjected to another taxation when money is distributed to the shareholders in the form of dividends. So there's the corporate income tax, and then at the next level, shareholders could be subject to paying income tax on the gain that they have acquired from the corporation. And the rate of the corporate level has been 35% for a really long time. This change actually into 21% is one of the biggest tax reforms in the United States history. I think the last time such major change happened was I believe it was in 1980s. So this is very important. So essentially, this tax reform reduced the corporate level taxation to 21%, as opposed to 35% that it has been for a really long time. And then this change is effective starting the 2018 tax year. Some of the positive impacts I wanted to highlight from this tax reform was more investment in the United States. So what has happened in the past is that U.S. Corporations would outsource their production, or different kind of you know jobs to countries that have a lower level tax rate. So um, the fact that now they don't have to pay as much taxation on their corporate income. One of the things that we'll start noticing is that more companies actually investing in the U.S. economy. This directly leads to more job creation and increased wages, because obviously the companies are not paying more tourist tax, so they would have good highly competitive good paying jobs to offer to the people. And this overall ties into that economic growth that I was highlighting earlier. And then in addition, at the individual level, when we look at it, the positive change is that people will start seeing reduced tax bills due to the changes in the the different brackets and the level of income that is considered for taxation. So based on this research, my conclusion is that the 2017 tax reforms, specifically what I've looked into, the changes in the corporate tax rate have positive impact, and will continue to have positive impact in the economy. And we should be able to see moving forward more jobs being created, competitive wages, wages rising, and overall just the economy doing good, and such. So I that is my conclusion from this research. Thank you for listening.